Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 179, Fishing Cat.
I ain't seen him.
In this week's episode, we won the game of buying games twice.
Woo!
JfG Ash is back in the kitchen. JfG Alex fed a fucking heffalump.
I gave him a carrot.
There's news on shitty Battle Royale games. And finally, there's a rhythm action-based traditional RPG. Obviously.
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 179. My name is Alex and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Yeah, feeling good on a Wednesday, yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to chuffing. Go on, that's right, chuffing. I love it.
Chuffing, yeah.
Yes, mate. Back again, Wednesday, podcast time. This is what we do. We talk about video games. That's the topic.
Block rocking beats, absolutely, 100%.
Dropping it like it's hot right now.
Yeah.
With so much enthusiasm, it's just... I mean, if there's a scale between 1 and 10, what would you say?
I'd say we were off the scale.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'd say we were off the chain, off the hook,
yeah,
and just
off-piste.
ready to talk about some fucking video games. Firstly, buddy,
obviously,
what have you been up to this week?
Well, in the rented accommodation where I am for the next few months at least.
Yes,
there is a garden, and in that garden, my friend, there's some sort of patio.
Oh my god, this is unprecedented. I didn't see this coming at all. I had no idea.
That's right, patio chat. Welcome to Patio Chat with your favorite hosts, JfG Ash, JfG Alex. Patio all the time. So this week, buddy, I've been doing some gardening, some pruning. Cut the hedges. Got some slave labour out of my kids. I was like, clean up this mess. I'll give you like £2.
There you go.
Fucking £2.
Wow.
Fucking real money.
I'm going to open my own garden.
Exactly. Yeah, it was nice. So yeah, that was fun. Tidied up the garden. Looks nice and clean now. Cut the hedges. Mowed the lawn. Took the rubbish out. Standard
Check
stuff.
you out. Tending to your rental. That's not a very rental thing for people to do, buddy. Normally, the garden of a rental property is 16 feet, shards of grass, undergrowth. There's foxes have given birth in there.
Several times.
Often there's maybe an old car or
a burnt
some
out
shopping trolleys.
Yeah,
it could be burnt out, or maybe it's just been there so long that no one really knows anymore.
It's just part of the decor.
They built houses around the surrounding area. You can't even get it out anymore.
No, you can't. It's been there that long.
But yours is all beautiful.
Yeah, unfortunately, because obviously having kids, they want to play outside in the garden. So I was like, okay, yeah, need to get this like football pitch standard grass ready kind of.
Gibbon.
Obviously.
Understandable.
So, yeah, that was on the Saturday. It was a lovely day, and checked out the weather forecast for the Sunday. It was meant to be, or it was actually another lovely day. So we're like, holy shit, barbecue on the patio.
Oh, God. What wonderful times, buddy. Possibly some sort of full stop on the end of summer, judging by the way that the weather's turned
I'm
since.
feeling that's going to be the last one of the year, unless, I brave it in the winter. Maybe like bonfire night or something, we'll have a barbecue, who knows.
Yeah, it's always a winner.
Crazy days.
Hazy times.
But yeah, it was one of my best barbecues so far. All the meats were cooked to perfection, I would say. I'm now the master of the barbecue. I mean, I felt like I was pretty decent before, but this one was just ridiculously good. There was no like flames going everywhere and like fucking shit. It was just cool, calm, collective cooking of some meats.
What more do you need, really, buddy? In many ways.
Talking about cooking, my friend, I cooked my first ramen this evening.
Oh, it's a dangerous game, that.
Never done it before. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. It's only food. You cook it. How? It can't be that hard. It's not. You just make a broth. You leave it there for a fucking load of time. Then you wang a load of noodles in. And then you put your chicken on top. Job done.
Tricky to nail that broth, though.
Well. See, my wife doesn't like the spice. She's not a fan. So I only put like half a chili in. I was like, there you go, that'll do. And then I cut up another chili for me on the side to, garnish.
To bring it up to an acceptable level of strength.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Danger zone.
My lips are on fire. I'm struggling to form words in a proper manner this evening. I mean, more than usual. It's, I've gone through a couple of beers already. So, luckily, at the moment, I'm on the Bud Light, buddy, which is, it's a bit shit, but it was like 6 for £2.50. I was like, that'll do.
Man, I can't grumble at your shit beer. All I can do is jump in with my shit beer, buddy. I'm on the pint cans of Stella this evening.
Yeah, classy lad.
Yeah, there you go. They're on offer. So that was all
the way.
It took.
Yeah, exactly. The same with me. I was like looking at all the beers. I was like, oh, they look really nice. And I was like, oh, 6 for £2.50. Yes, that just makes sense.
Hard to argue with.
But it's alright, I've got some 1079 project backing it up after this one. Once I get this piss water down me, which is nice.
Piss Wasser.
Indeed. Last thing this week, but it happened today actually. I was on Discord. We've got a Discord channel. It's something. Go to our website. You can join it somewhere. Do stuff. Chat with me. I'm this guy. He's that guy. He's on there as well, I believe.
Hello.
And I was chatting to JJ on Discord. I was like, oh, have you seen all these new Switch payload injectors? So these are like USB dongles you can plug into your Switch to inject the payload on the fly, because previously there was only like one on the market, which was like the SX Pro, which is a very good one, by the way. There's all these like knockoff Japanese, Chinese ones coming out now on like fucking Alibaba and AliExpress and DHgate or whatever Chinese website you like to peruse. GearBest, that's another one that I like to go on. And yeah, so I just sent him a video of all these different ones. He's like, wow, that's really easy. I'm like, yeah. Like 10 minutes later, he comes back and he says, you've just made me buy a Switch. I was like, my bad. That was not my intention.
Okay. He's jumped in on Switch Town.
Yeah, buddy. So he's picking up the Switch so he can back up all those games that he's bought.
It's important to be able to back them up.
Indeed. Yeah. I can only apologise, JJ. I'm sorry.
That'll be interesting to hear how he gets on with that, and
yeah, definitely.
Get in touch and let us know your initial thoughts when you pick that thing up.
Yeah, man, I think he's picked it up with Zelda, so obviously he's probably got the best one to start off with.
Yeah, it's still like top of the critic charts, that one, isn't it? And
it's pretty damn good.
Certainly be the one that I'd want to play if I had a Switch.
Yeah, I'm still chucking time into Zelda, to be honest. Like, not loads and loads, but every now and again I'll be like, I'll play that for now. Just be like, fiddly dee, have a little go.
Very nice.
Got killed by some chickens the other day. They don't like
it when that happens.
You know, they don't like it when you go at the chickens. All of them, they just come at you like a bag of cocks.
Like a powerful moss.
Indeed, buddy. So, yeah, you go, buddy. My week has been fun. Games have come out this week. I've enjoyed them. I was up till stupid o'clock last night, which was a mistake. But that will happen. I'll talk about that in a bit, buddy. What have you been up to? How you doing?
I've had a busy time.
Busy boy.
Mrs. had a 3-day weekend, so we packed it in, so to speak. I've been to Bedgebury Pinetum for a picnic, buddy.
I feel like I've been there. Maybe
it's the best local Pinetum. Out of all the Pinetums that I've been to, I mean, the plural of Pinetum could be Pinetum. We just don't know.
Sheep.
It's hard to say.
You just don't know.
Yeah, it's a big country park with a lot of pine. They built a big wall around it, and it's in a dip, like in a valley. So it's like warmer in there than the rest of Earth.
Weird.
Or at least Kent or Sussex. but yeah, it was
the
cool.
warmest place on earth.
Yeah, we packed a nice picnic, buddy. We had some boiled eggs. We had a cheeky quiche Lorraine, and it was a fun time.
Did you have pepperonis, pom bears, and sausage rolls?
We did not have any of those three things.
Nah, it's just a bad picnic.
It was more of a Ponzi picnic than that.
No, you see,
to be honest,
kids picnic, mate. That's where you need to go. Bit of pork
you
pie.
can't beat kids picnic, can you? That's the thing.
Anything that's in the cupboard just gets chucked in. You're like, yeah, picnic time. Raid the cupboards.
Yeah, no, we had quiches and kettle chips and that sort of shenanigan.
Ooh.
It's not quite.
Do you have like some prosecco as well?
Yeah, nice old glass of prosecco. Yeah, bit of caviar on the side. Very nice. Went to a gig in the evening. Went to see a band called Eliza and the Bear.
Is there an actual bear?
There's no bear. Thankfully, I wasn't disappointed because I've seen them before
already.
Yeah, and I was the first time, but I'd seen them previously, so I wasn't anticipating.
They've had previous non-bear attendance.
Absolutely, and I think their new album is actually called "No One in This Band Is a Bear."
That makes sense.
Good. Yeah, because obviously
Isn't
they've
a
come
bear
across
a term for a big gay man with a big beard or something? Isn't that a bear?
certain type of big gay man. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So no gay.
He's
men?
not there. There's no one even resembling that description, to be honest.
Fucking what are these guys?
They are taking the piss, but yeah. It was cool to see a band, and it wasn't cool for them, but the place was like only 2/3 full. And every time I've ever been there for any band ever before, you can't like move, and it's 100 degrees in there. So that was actually quite nice.
Pop and lock, buddy. Is that what you're doing?
Not for them though. Like not so nice for them, but yeah. So that was good.
Cool.
Fun times. And then on the Saturday, buddy, I went to Colchester Zoo, which was a bit of a left field choice.
Going to the zoo.
We were like invited along by a friend of the podcast, Paul, and it was a fun time, buddy. This was like the best zoo I've ever been to. And you know that I go to the zoo every time I go on holiday abroad.
Obviously.
Which people are always baffled by. They're like, that's just a fucking zoo. Why would you do that when you go on holiday for like 5 days? It's like, fuck you.
It's a nice day out to the zoo.
I see all the animals.
Animals, yeah.
What don't you understand?
Maybe there's a gibbon there.
There might be a gibbon. There could be a gibbon. Yeah, exactly.
Chances are high.
There were gibbons at Colchester Zoo. There were all manner of things, and it was like the perfect zoo because the enclosures were like really big, and so you felt like the animals weren't getting like fucked over too hard. But also there was like viewing platforms, windows all the way around the outside, so those fuckers couldn't hide. Now I've been to a zoo before, buddy, and I may have talked about it on the podcast.
Go on.
Where the enclosures were so massive, and I started to think that maybe they didn't actually have all the animals that were on the signs.
Fuckers.
And I was a little bit concerned, and it was possibly a bit of a telltale sign when I got to the 4th enclosure labelled fishing cat, and had yet to see a fishing cat.
Where is
4
this
fishing cat enclosures? I don't even think it's a real animal. But
just making
I didn't see any fishing cats.
Was there like a picture? Like where it said fishing cat with a cat and like a fishing pole.
It just looked like a fucking cat, man. Like they could have just taken that down the road. Like
big old waterproofs on up to his knees and stuff.
There's a cat that lives opposite. I could label it fishing cat and fucking Photoshop a little bait on his. It could happen. Yeah, no, there was none of that at Colchester Zoo. All the animals were visible. You could see them. They weren't pretending they had any that they didn't. And also, there were loads of enclosures you could walk through. So you could walk in with all of the different monkeys and stuff. You could walk in with, there were these little lorikeets, and you could buy a little thimble of like gummy shit, and then they'd just come and like sit on your shoulder and like eat away at it and sort of nibble on your hair. That was nice. It was cool. Marmosets and lemurs. You could walk through those. And I fed an elephant, buddy. You can feed the elephants there.
Feed the elephant.
I had a bit of carrot. He was like, sure. Absolutely.
I'll have a fucking slice.
Picked up with his trunk, mate. But he grabbed it like a little claw. It's very weird. I've never got that close to an elephant before. I don't think there's many zoos where you can feed them. It was baffling, to be honest.
Health and safety, I'm sure.
trunk out, and he just he just grabbed it with his trunk hand.
Yeah, trunk hand.
And was like, om nom. Thanks very much for that, mate. And then he moved on to the next one, the slut. So there
what
you
a
go.
bitch.
Yeah. So that was the zoo, buddy. It was fucking awesome. They had red pandas there, the best animal.
Obviously.
And yeah, came back, had a nice meal in Sevenoaks. Brisket, buddy. Lots of brisket. Can't go wrong. Special times. And that was basically my weekend. Sunday we just pounced about getting drunk, Tunbridge Wells. And then had some pizza and watched the F1 in the evening.
Sorry, I'm Googling fishing cat.
You got to see fishing cat.
I want to see some sort of fishing cat. But it just looks like a cat that goes in the water. I'm very underwhelmed by fishing cat.
I wasn't expecting fireworks, but I at least wanted to see the little fluffy fucker, and I never did at Port Limb, buddy. But Colchester didn't even have fishing cat enclosures, which is why I think it probably isn't real, because they seem to have every other animal.
That's true.
So I think it's just a cruel joke.
Terrible. I don't like it.
Could well be.
Sounds like a lovely week, though, buddy.
It's been cool, man. It's been a bit cheeky. We're having a board games night tomorrow. We're off to Hyde Park on Saturday for the Proms in the Park with the BBC, buddy. Bafflingly going to go and see Michael Ball, Josh Groban and Lisa Stansfield.
There you go.
You know, Lisa Stansfield from 1992. So that's going to be good. And I'll talk about that next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
Gibbons. So that's me, buddy. And obviously we've done the drinks. Everyone knows that this show is about video games, despite what just happened.
Yeah.
So I suppose we should probably go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been playing this week?
Well, obviously I've been playing some games. I've been playing a bit of PES 2019, a little bit. But my 4-year-old daughter has played like loads more of that game than me, so she'll probably be able to fill you in a bit more.
Fair enough.
For some reason, my daughter at the weekend, when after the gardening and stuff, she was like, "Oh, Dad, I want to play the football game." I'm like, "Sure, I got a new one. Do you want to play that?" Yeah, I do. So banged it in training mode. It was like Liverpool versus West Midlands East or something blue. I don't know, whatever Birmingham City is on that one. And yeah, she was just going to town, just fucking played it for a good hour or so. Then on Sunday she was like, "I want to play some more football." I'm like, "No problem, love."
To the bed. This is promising.
I know. I was loving it. It's well good.
She's going to be the next Alex Scott.
Maybe, whoever that is. Doesn't bode well. Yeah, so I played a bit on game night, but obviously you can fill us in about PES 2019.
I can talk about that
for hours if I really could want to, but I won't. Is Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC, buddy. That came out yesterday.
Gibbons. Absolute Gibbons. And yeah, obviously this is a new thing that's come out, buddy, so you fill your fucking boots, sunshine.
I won't this week because I've only played like 5-6 hours of it, which you could say is enough to talk about a game, but it's not. Beginning is very promising, fucking hard-hitting storyline. I'm like, pow, right to the kisser. We're back in the Prison of Elders, if you remember that from the Taken King. Or no, before the Taken King. I remember it was like that horde mode area. You remember?
Yeah, I know the one with the giant eyeball that comes down and opens up the door and goes, "Hello, do you want to go
mate,
here?
do you want to kill some fuckers?" That that guy. So yeah, we're back there to start off with, but it's a prison break. Shit's going down. Cade is there. I mean, if you haven't seen any of the trailers, I mean, he's dead now. That happened, and then obviously it opened up the new area, the Lost something. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called right now, which is annoying. Big area, loads of shit to do. Very excited. New loot to get, buddy. Destiny carries on in my life. But like I said, when I've gone through like the story campaign and done a lot of extra stuff, I'll fill you in a bit more with some details. But so far, extremely promising. The cutscenes are fucking brilliant now, to be honest, compared to the old ones. One big thing in this was your Guardian has a voice now, which a lot of people were happy about. I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, in previous cutscenes, it was fucking retarded that he didn't say anything. But now I'm thinking like, well, does he really need to say anything? To be honest, who knows? Got the bow and arrow, buddy. My new favourite weapon. It's like a sniper, but I don't know, without a scope. It's really cool. It deals a hell of a lot of damage. It's I don't know. It's very different, but I used it pretty much from the moment I got it in everything and was just really enjoying it a hell of a lot. Seems pretty
I've always been a big fan of bows in games, except
I know,
in
and that's the
multiplayer
thing.
where they're always completely overpowered.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I haven't played PvP yet, so I'm guessing it's going to be horrific in there. But
if you get that right, the way that the physics move and everything, and the way that the it can be fantastic. Certainly, very satisfying in The Last of Us. And
definitely. But yeah, it seems very promising at the moment. I'll have to try it out in PvP, like I said, see how that goes. But yeah, just loads of shit to do. They've done a massive overhaul on it. So anyone that picked it up on the PS Plus last week, or you can still pick it up this month, I definitely recommend going in, trying it out, see how it goes on, because all the weapons and shit have changed. It's cool.
Yeah, I've got it downloaded. I've got Forsaken installed and everything.
Oh, nice.
So
after this, then, yeah,
sure, yeah. I'm looking forward to trying out that story. As you mentioned last week, I think briefly, I've always really enjoyed Destiny. I just play the content and then
exactly, and then
I'm
you're done.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't know. We'll see how it works when you load in. Because if we have to play like the other campaigns and stuff, that would be a bit bally. But I mean, if we can skip Curse of Osiris, because that was just a pile of wank. If we have to play Warmind, that's not too bad. That's really good fun. And it's not too long. It's only like 3-4 hours, and then we'll get fucking stuck in. But you should have one of those like fucking light shards or whatever it is, where it brings your player up to
the level you need.
You normally get one of them for free, but because of our hickory pokery sharing system, that might not be on your account.
I'm pretty sure last time it did have it for both of us.
We shall see, buddy.
Remember correctly, but I'm looking forward. I haven't played any of the DLC. It didn't really look like it was kind of meaty enough in terms of story and that on its own, but now I've got that and Forsaken, then I've no doubt I'll be chucking another 15 hours into this game.
Nice, buddy. I'll do that with
finishing
you.
off the campaign.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, like I said, I played some fuck me, we played Battlefield 1 on game night.
Yeah, you said about that. I came in just as you were finishing up on that.
Yeah, don't play that game.
No.
No. That was horrible. It was just constant. Well, like, we played Rush, I think it was. It was just constant, like, spawn camping. I was like, we played that map in the jungle, or where it is, and we just couldn't get out of the spawn.
That game's fucking broken, and diehard Battlefield fans, they went back to 4 long ago.
Yeah, definitely. I would have said so.
Because 1 just didn't do the business. It was just too lightweight and too many bugs that they never fucking addressed. So, yeah,
I know. So yeah, buddy, that is what I've been playing this week. What have you been up to? How's Pez? Do you want to go straight into that, or do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, the other stuff's just sort of garnish anyway. Really, I've tried out the 3 PS Plus games. Or 3 of the PS Plus games.
Yeah.
Another World, which obviously, that's a very, very old game. This is a very light remaster. I don't believe that, for me at least, there is a place for a game this old and severe in the modern age. I don't have the patience anymore for a game where on the second screen of the game you have to hop over a slug, and if you don't, then it instantly kills you and you have to start again. That is not the way that modern games work. As hardcore, and you're more than welcome to your hardcore games, buddies, but not for me, Jeff. I've been even aware that on the Amiga, back when I was, I don't know, like 8 or something. It brought back a lot of memories, all of them horrible, and I put that thing to bed very, very quickly indeed. So yeah,
As you should, sir.
If you're after a hardcore, punishing, horrible experience, then fire up Another World, buddies.
average.
It's free on PS Plus.
Best, yeah.
The other two that I tried, the first one, Foul Play. This is a 2D side scroller. It's basically like Castle Crashers in terms of how it's sort of cartoony. The combat is not quite as good as Castle Crashers. There's some issues with because you're in a sort of 2.5D kind of world. It's hard to see when you're like up or down
the
level
vertices
with some of the
kind of
enemies.
thing.
Yeah. I had some trouble with that. I'm sure you'd get used to it though. The twist here is that you're some sort of like grisly adventurer who's telling his story about his adventures on a stage to a live audience.
Okay.
So all of the game is like a stage on rollers. So you're kind of on the spot all the time.
Yeah.
The crowd's watching all the time, and there's like a happiness meter based on how well you do combos and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how the crowd kind of cheers, or they'll
different
start
take on it. That's
jeering
kinda
you.
cool.
It's very, very clever. There's lots of really funny little moments where you're changing scenes, and there's just like some like backstage engineer dude having a fag in the corner, and then he's like, oh shit, sort of sidles off camera. It's got a real good sense of humour about it, which is exactly what you'd expect from a Devolver game.
Yeah.
And it's well worth playing, and it's co-op as well. So
Okay.
yeah, it's worth picking up and having a burn. It's good fun.
Nice.
Probably played about an hour of that one, and I think it's one that me and the missus will probably end up going through locally, so that's good. And the other one, I've downloaded God of War 3 Remastered. I haven't fired it up yet, but I have been playing Cube or Quube, depending on how you want to pronounce Qube. I'll go with Quube. Quube Director's Cut, buddy. It's a game that I'm not familiar with at all. I understand it has come out in various guises in the past, but it's kind of Portal-y, like original Portal, first person. You've got your left fire and your right fire. Your right fire pushes blocks in, your left fire pulls blocks out. Different collections of coloured blocks do different things. So for example, you'll have maybe 3 yellow blocks embedded in the floor. If you shoot the first one, then they'll rise up in a column with the one that you shot being the highest. If you shoot the back one, they'll rise up in a column with the back one being the highest. So it's all jumping puzzles based on movement of blocks, but there's other stuff, for example, chucking it on like a springboard and then pulling another block out to catch it and stuff. It's right up my alley, man. We normally really dig these sorts of games. I can't remember what that game, the Turing effect or
Turing test.
Turing test, that's right. We kind of dug that. We played both Portal games.
Yeah, man.
I would highly recommend you give this one a burn. It's probably well good for the kids as well, because it's kind of all like puzzly stuff, but there's no sort of instant fail or anything. They've got like a rewind button, so you can kind of reset the level if you've kind of fucked it. And it's pretty satisfying and really nicely put together.
Nice.
So I'd really recommend giving that one a burn.
Cool.
I know a lot of these PS Plus games, they just chuck like shit at you and hope something will stick, but this one, well worth downloading.
Nice. Just quickly before you go on to Pez, I just remembered I've been playing Captain Toad's Treasure Trove on the Switch.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, I backed that game up. And,
is that good?
Yeah, man, it's really cool. We've just been playing it with the kids, and you saying puzzles with the kids just absolutely reminded me of that. And yeah, this is single player or 2-player, and it's cool because like it's just like a box, and you're Toad walking around on this box, and you can go through different holes and things like that, and spin it round and do all different things to find all the bits and bobs to finish the level. That's cool.
Oh, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it's just a really nice, simple puzzler with like stupidly gorgeous Nintendo looks. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's what they do so well, isn't it?
Yeah, Very cutesy. It's a very cool game. I'm enjoying it, and I think I'll play that through to the end with the kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. So I've just got Pairs left to talk about. I have a lot to say about Pairs, but I'm not sure I want to harp on for too long. What I will say is we fired it up, me, you, and the Funk the other week, and had a really good session on there.
On
game
Friday
night.
on game night. Yeah, we smashed it. Undefeated.
I would say that is an outlier, perhaps the exception that proves the rule.
It's because I was there, buddy.
It may well be the case. There are severe issues with this video game, and it's been very frustrating opening week. Just working out exactly what the fuck is going on with it is a bit of an issue. But the long and the short of it is, the game is better than it was before, but it's better in a way that makes it worse online.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. So the changes that they've made, and they've ramped this up since the demo, because the demo didn't play the way that this game is playing. The changes that they've made to PES since last year's game is this: they've made the touch much heavier, so when you receive the ball, it takes a little bit longer for you to maybe turn around or to find a pass and then release the ball. They've also made it far easier for you to be tackled. If you're on the ball, someone can come in and get the ball off you easier than they could in the last game. The combination of these two things makes it feel more like football and far more realistic. And when you're playing against the computer, in maybe Master League or in the offline bits of my club, it works brilliantly, and there's no denying it is a better video game for it. The problem with this is, if you've ever played football games or even sports games, I think this may well apply to any sport game involving a team that constantly has free movement. So like, hockey or NFL or basketball or whatever, is if a player doesn't really know how to play the game, then they will just charge at you. And in football, this is kind of a bit of a running joke. It's like schoolboy football is called, because when you were back at school in the playground, you
just
had
chase
these
the ball.
games. There's no formation. It's just a load of fucking kids charging down the football and trying to win it. And then when they get it, then they're charged down, and that's the game. And that is PES 2019 online, because it's so easy to get the ball if you just charge down an opponent, and it's so hard to get the ball away if you have it, that it's a stodgy fucking mess. You can't play proper football on there. And because the physics are so good on PES, and always have been, i.e. where the ball bounces around and so on, you're in a situation where it's essentially two teams of 10 outfield players charging towards the halfway line as the ball just rebounds, pinballs about, bouncing all over the fucking place. The games are a stodgy mess. I find it incredibly infuriating, because what it means is if you were good at the last game and you could keep the ball and play it around, then you're being punished here and constantly beaten by inferior players who are just charging at you. And the other change that they've made, or rather just improved the AI on, is the defense. If on the last game, if someone tried to play the way that everyone's playing online on this one, they would just leave massive holes in the team. So if you kept hold of the ball, suddenly there's a massive fucking gap opens up. You can charge down on their goal, and that's the way that it works, and that's the way it should work.
That's
in
football.
this game, the AI is extremely adept at plugging those holes. It plugs them almost instantly. So I had a dude the other day, he charged his centre-back out from his own penalty area and closed me down on the halfway line. I rolled the ball back to my defence to try and keep hold of it. He continued charging with this centre-back. He was on the edge of my box with one of his centre-backs, and then I watched it on the mini-map. One of the strikers moved back into midfield to cover a midfielder, who then moved back into the centre-back's position, and it just righted the formation. There were no gaps for me to play in. All I had was a centre-back by the way, the strongest player most likely to be able to tackle you suddenly
definitely
on the edge of your fucking box with no repercussions for that stupidity. It's a real problem. There's other problems as well. The way that the player switching is working now means that sometimes it won't switch when you're expecting it to. Other times it will switch when you don't want it to. There's no option for manual switching anymore. They've removed that, so you can either have it on semi or assisted.
You're joking.
Which is a problem. On top of that, when you are using the computer pressure button, as in, and again, this is kind of technical football-y stuff, but if you play football games, you understand that you can send a computer player whilst you continue to control your player.
Yeah, so you can like cover the runs and stuff like that. Or
you can maybe send a midfielder to try and charge the ball down and then cover him behind. And on the last game, once you started sending a computer player, then you had control of that player until you released the pressurizing button.
Yeah.
On the new game, you send your player to press the ball, they pass the ball, the opponent, and it switches your pressurizing player to a different AI. So suddenly you've got a player out of position, and then another dude
who's
charging in. Yeah, and before you know it, your formation's fucked. It shouldn't work like that. It never has before. It's a terrible change.
The way to play that game is just you have to press the ball yourself all the time.
Yeah, well, as me and Funk have been finding out when we've been playing the odd single-player game this week, the way to play the game is to absolutely charge the ball down towards your own halfway line, and then when they get into your final third, literally do nothing. Just change to a centre-back, sit there, and let the AI work out your formation perfectly, and eventually you'll just get the ball back, because it's so lumbering and ungainly to even turn around with the ball or anything.
Yeah.
That it's incredibly difficult to play through a team. It's so easy to get tackled. You go within 6 feet of someone and they mysteriously retrieve the ball from you.
Cool.
It's really hard to dribble through people. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess online. Don't get me wrong, we've had some good games, but I suspect mostly we've had some good games against people who are trying to play the game properly, i.e. fans of the last one. And I'm so disappointed at what they've done to my football game. I take it as a personal affront, basically. I say again, the changes they've made, I think they made them with good intentions.
Yeah.
And I think it has improved the game offline. You play your Master League mode now, your career, and I think you'll have a great time. But they have fucked this royally online. And I'm not sure that they'll be able to fix it, because I think that the problems with it are integral to the video game. I don't think that... I mean, if you revert back the changes that they've made, then you're just essentially changing it back to the last game. And I don't think that they'd swallow their pride and do that.
Hey, that's what Destiny 2's doing.
Oh, yeah, just turn into the old fucking game, and then everyone would just play that. Yeah,
yeah, it's
brilliant.
all good, mate. Don't worry about it.
Awful. So, yeah... So there you go. I mean, I've played hours and hours of the game, but predominantly against computer opponents. I'm having a great time doing that. But yeah, the online is ultra disappointing, and it's not just me or a minority of people that are complaining about this. If you go onto any PES forums or onto PES's Reddit page, it's just awash with people saying exactly what I've just said.
Makes sense.
It's a big issue. It's a big issue. I mean, obviously you've got your goombas on there going, "Oh, just be better." And then, either way, it's very disappointing. It's a real shame. I hope that they patch the game and make some changes.
I'm sure they will.
I hope they do. But massive issues with latency again on there as well. They haven't addressed the problem where if your connection's being used by any other device in the house,
you're just fucked.
You're just fucked. So, cool. Even if you've got a 200 meg connection, if your missus fires up Netflix, you literally can't play the game. Friend of the podcast, Paul, he's not playing online with us because his housemate quite reasonably wants to use Netflix.
Yeah, do you use the internet?
So he literally can't play Pez when the guy's in.
Fucking clown shoes.
Yeah, real bad. I had a thing in the news, which I'll just mention now. Physical sales for Pez 2019 down 42% in the UK year on year from last year.
Didn't even hit top spot, did it?
No, didn't even beat 10. F1, which is itself a bit of a niche title.
Yeah, very niche. But I mean fair dues to F1. That
they've done very well.
Fucking well tasty. Even my dad was like, "Fucking hell, I'd play that." I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah."
Damn
that
right.
we'll be picking that up as soon as it hits any form of sale. But
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's Pez. As I said, like I'm having a great time with what I'm doing on there, but. I had just to finish, I had 2 games last night. I played some dude. He was way better than me. The game finished with him having had 74% possession across the 90 minutes. I beat him 1-0. In the following game, I played someone. He was absolutely fucking dire.
Yeah,
I had 68% possession in that game. I was all over him. I had 20 shots, 15 on target. I lost the game 2-1. So
shit.
That's Pez. That's Pez 2019, buddies. And yes, I'll let you know if that changes. But
could be my year for Pez. This it's sounding promising for this shit.
I'll talk about this game again when something changes. If nothing changes, then don't expect me to mention it ever again.
Fair dues, buddy.
Even though I'll be playing it basically every day. So there you go, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, I suppose we should probably move on. And now it's time for the news.
Fucking news.
All right. Number one. Number Wang. A good news story from EA, obviously, after the terrible news about the shooting last week. Following last week's story, EA has pledged $1 million in a fund to victims and their families of the shooting in Florida last week at the Madden tournament. They've also set up a whole campaign, which they'll be promoting, showing others where they can get involved and donate and help out. And they're also doing a live stream tribute on the 6th of September, which is tomorrow for us and in the past for you, dear listener. So yeah, obviously horrendous what happened there. EA doing the best that they possibly can there. And
trying to do the best they can in a totally fucked up situation where some guy was a massive retard.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't really legislate for something like that, but fair play to them for trying their best and trying to make a difference there. So
could have had some sort of security though, I feel.
Could have done, shouldn't need it.
Shouldn't need it.
Really don't understand why you'd need security at a conventional gaming tournament. If you do, then it's a sad fucking world that we live in. Obviously,
America.
This is... well, yeah. I mean, there'll be discussions about that, but I don't know, man. It's very, as I said, very, very sad indeed if there needs to be security checks and shit at a fucking gaming, like a gaming tournament. That's pretty sad times. But yeah. Anyway, we will move on to number two. Number two, this is some Battlefield news. Obviously, you mentioned Battlefield before. Weren't very impressed with Battlefield 1. Battlefield 5 or V, whatever the fuck you want to call it, or they want you to call it, has been delayed by 1 month. It's now coming out on the 20th of November. DICE spokespeople said it was to polish the game, work on key areas, etc.
Can't polish a turd, buddy.
Yeah, well, I mean, in truth, the game was sandwiched between COD and Red Dead.
Good times.
There's reports this week, I don't know if you've seen, but like pre-order figures are less than impressive so far for this.
I saw, what did I see? Pre-orders percentage of day one sales from, I think it was Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 4 pre-order sales were 42%. I think Battlefield 1 was 7% from pre-orders.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's a
hopefully
real downward.
pre-orders are on the downer.
Yeah, that is a good sign. The open beta, which starts tomorrow for us and in the past for you, still going ahead as planned. I did report on that before, so I haven't missed that one. But yeah, I've downloaded this. I'm going to play this, try it out. I probably won't like it, but we'll talk about it next week, buddy.
Sure.
You going to give this a burn at all?
Definitely after my experience on Friday. I can't wait.
Well, if anyone does want to pick this up on the PlayStation Store specifically, it's in the free-to-play section and anyone can download it right now. I don't know how long it's on for, so I don't know if it'll still be going when this is published on Friday,
Yeah,
but I'd
maybe
imagine it will.
Maybe. Tell you what, the first thing I did when obviously getting into a game of Battlefield 1 was turn the sensitivity right the fuck up. Of the sticks of aiming. I was just like, fuck, is this how I used to play it? It's so slow.
I suppose it's that Destiny work that you've done.
Yeah, because I'm used to Twitch shooting on that now. I'm like, everything needs to be ridiculously fast.
Yeah, maybe that was our problem before.
Maybe. It's just a shit game.
Good hobby. So yeah, we will talk about that next week. Also confirmed the Royale mode, the Battle Royale mode that's going to be in Battlefield and every other fucking game that's launched AAA this next 12 months. It's going to be called Firestorm and will support up to 64 players.
Brilliant. Yeah. I love it.
And P.S., now that the new beta's coming out and the new game's out in November, the Battlefield 1 Season Pass is now free. You can download all of that content for nothing.
I read somewhere that's only on Origin. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in the article.
I had it in my
but
news favourite things, and people were saying, "Oh, it's only for Origin." But if it's not, fucking check it yourselves, you cunts. Oh no, wait. He's checking it.
I'm checking.
He's checking it again.
Yeah, looks like you might be right there.
Winner!
Yeah.
Yes, I own the news.
Motherfuckers. Nicely done. Well, yeah, anyway. That's
technically, they have been giving out every part of that season pass over the past 3 months or something. And I just haven't been bothered to talk about it because who cares?
Yeah, why would you? Why would you? Speaking of things that are essentially irrelevant, the Call of Duty Battle Royale beta, which is Blackout,
yes.
It's going to support up to 80 players when it goes live on Monday, the 10th. So that's next Monday for us.
Do you reckon we're in on that? Seeing as we're already on the old one.
I would imagine so. I mean,
I've still got it installed, so I'll be.
Yeah, I deleted it, but I can always download it again. I would expect so. Yeah, I mean, I think it was all part of the sort of pre-order campaign that we weaseled our way in on without pre-ordering. No,
yeah, it was, I got it through O2 with O2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was O2 rewards thing. That's right.
Yeah,
okay,
which was lovely.
Yeah,
I booted up Fortnite this week.
Right,
played a game and I was like, "This is shit." And then I was like, "Hey, there's that H1Z1 game that's like this." Booted that up. First time I played it, I was like, "This is shite as well." Right. I kind of get Fortnite, right? It's not too bad. Like, the building mechanics in that game kind of spare it a bit different. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But with H1Z1, or Z1, whatever you want to say, so I got down to the last 10. I was in the small circle. Right. Everyone there was just in a fucking Jeep driving round, and I was there with my gun. In a bush. I was like, well, I can see where this is going. Yeah, just sat in that bush for a while, waiting for people to kill people, and then someone just drove into the bush not knowing I was there, and I died. Okay. I don't think he knew I was there anyway, but, he'd been past my bush a couple of times before he spotted me then.
Because that's literal suicide in PUBG, isn't it, if you play like that in the final circle. So
they were just absolutely... I was just like, wow, this is...
Sounds like they've got a bit of a problem there.
Yeah, well, I was expecting, this is going to be pretty tense. Get in this bush, knuckle down, wait for my shots and stuff. And they're just fucking going around doing donuts and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this game? So
it must
obviously,
just be really hard to
I just
shoot
turned it
people
off.
inside vehicles.
I guess.
Dumb.
So yeah, turned that game off. Anyway,
Well-
that's Battle Royale for you, buddy. Loads of fucking fun.
Yeah, well, we get the chance to have a pop at this on Monday, perhaps, and
Fingers crossed. That's
see how
gonna
that
be
is.
shit.
yeah, probably. So yeah, that's the end of my Battle Royale news for the week, buddy. We move
Thanks.
on. Bad news for big games publishers, as China has announced it's going to further restrict the video games market in their country.
Yes.
President of China claims one of the reasons is to protect the eyesight of children.
Yeah, definitely a good shout.
Baffling remark that could only be uttered by the president of a country that's brainwashed on pain of death. Yeah. Not cricket. The upshot, anyway, of this is that there'll be a restriction on how many online games are available, and their certification ratings, how they're launched, the price point that they're launched. It's going to be really restricted. New games are going to have to go through this sort of stringent vetting process as well. It's real bad news. If you haven't got something going in China already from a publishing standpoint, then you're basically fucked at this point. You can forget it. Biggest video game company on earth is Tencent. I don't know how many people know that, but these guys own a lot of the big publishers, including Riot Games, who are the team behind League of Legends.
League of Legends, yeah.
Still massive, especially in China. And they also own Epic, aka Fortnite fame. They saw their share price drop 5% instantly as this news broke. And for a business of that size, that is substantial. It's not looking bright. If you're a gamer in China, then you're going to have to contend with a lot more censorship. And to be honest, well, I think so. But the censorship over there is already insane by Western standards. So, yeah, this is essentially bad news for everyone, I would say, if you're big into your games and so on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the eyesight thing's ludicrous. Why would you pick on video games when you've got
it's a
television?
TV.
Yeah,
it's a screen.
TV.
Anything with a screen.
You might as well just pick
smartphones. Anything.
Yeah, you might as well pick on fucking fiction, like
what
novels.
About mirrors?
Yeah, just stop looking at fucking. Stop reading, for fuck's sake. Hurt your eyes.
Keep your eyes closed.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. Anyway, we move on. A weird leak from anonymous GameStop employees who attended the 2018 GME conference in Indianapolis last week. They were shown an extensive gameplay demo of Red Dead Redemption 2. And there were some very weird claims from various people who shouldn't have been claiming anything. One claim was that it was so boring it put them to sleep, with one employee describing it as Rockstar Equestrian Simulator 2019.
Nice.
Which is not that funny and the wrong year. But under strict instructions not to post or mention the presentation, some fuckwit actually just did post on Instagram, fittingly named Undermined Productions, buddy, posted that it took place and was great. Following that, various other fuckwits posted their thoughts. So mostly positive, like loads of people raving about it. I don't think anyone needs to be told that this game's exciting and something that people should be looking forward to. Rockstar haven't ever fucked a game before. I don't really think they're going to fuck this one. So I'm still mega excited. And this is not far away now, buddy. Like, we're under a month from the launch of this thing now.
I literally haven't heard a word you're saying. You sound like a robot.
Oh, shit. Really?
It's brilliant.
Ugh. Well, am I back now?
Bleak blog.
Is it okay? That's some weird technical difficulties there, buddy, but we appear to be back and sorted now.
You sounded like a robot. I could hear the odd word like Rockstar. And that was
I was doing my impression of a robot. So
it's a very good one, buddy. I'm looking forward to listening to that when I do the edit.
I might actually sound normal on the recording because my impression can't be picked up by other robotic devices, aka my laptop and microphone, buddy. So
Fuck.
I'm afraid you're out of luck. That was a one-time thing.
That's annoying.
Continuing the news, we got an Anthem story trailer this week. It looks very BioWare, very pretty. There's a lot of talk about reinventing narrative, buddy.
Oh, for a multiplayer game, buddy.
Not much evidence of that narrative reinvention there. But sure. I mean, I literally won't believe a single word or press release or video or anything about that game
There's
until
a
it
demo
launches.
coming out in February. I think beginning of February there's going to be a demo for that. So I'll definitely get stuck in on the demo and I will judge it solely on that.
I will play that demo and I will disregard everything that I learn about the game from that demo because I still won't trust them at that point not to completely destroy the game in some way or another.
Could happen.
But
maybe.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Apparently all the story DLC is free though.
Oh, how brilliant. The story's free.
Free story, mate. Get your story.
Unprecedented levels of value
Who'd have
from
thought
EA.
it?
The story's free in this game. That's cool. What else? There was some shit about the Division this week and all of their fucking season pass bullshit.
Yeah, they got like 5 versions or some crap and buy this one, it's more expensive than the next and who cares?
I could have run down that checklist or done some delving into that, but frankly, Ubisoft can literally suck my cock. So we'll move on.
If they can find it.
If they can find it, yeah. I might have to do a bit of delving deep.
Yeah.
Needle
Too much
haystack.
bush. That's what
Gibbon.
it is.
Can happen. Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach said it was unlikely that esports would be considered for the Olympics anytime soon, saying they can't have sports which promote violence or discrimination.
Okay, like boxing.
The former gold medal winning fencer doesn't see a place for video games amongst boxing, martial arts, or firing a fucking gun.
There you go, mate. Well played.
Yeah. I was
bit of
proud
archery as well. Throw it in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was
Javelin,
mentioned-
maybe?
Yeah, javelin. That could be a bit lethal, couldn't it?
Yeah, dangerous.
Yeah.
My uncle got a javelin through the leg when he was younger.
Shit. That's
That
not what you
happened.
want.
No, it's not what you want.
Almost not worth saying that it's not what you want.
I thought that was a gibbon, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
This Thomas Bag dude, he countered the what about boxing and firing a gun thing by saying that those were sports that began as combat and are now a civilized expression. Thomas Bach probably shouldn't be making statements when he hasn't even considered what he's talking about before he opens his mouth. And who said that the video games in the Olympics would be about combat anyway? Like,
Dunno.
about a video ball or like, you know, I don't know.
Touchy.
Fucking honestly.
Tricky Towers.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be. I'd watch that.
Right, did I talk about how I started watching like World Championship Tetris the other week?
No.
It is ridiculous. You need to see these guys. They're fucking awesome. Like, they're so good at Tetris. It's like absolutely insane.
I did read an article with some former Tetris champion when that new VR Tetris game came out. Some dude like met him in a hotel room and wanted to like show him Tetris, buddy, and only Tetris and nothing to do with his genitals. And it was really interesting how quickly the guy picked up like
the VR Tetris. I think I watched that as well. Yeah, I might have seen that.
Pretty cool.
That's when I was looking at loads of Tetris videos for whatever reason.
A couple of biatches, buddy.
But seriously, you need to check it out. It's fucking speedy Tetris. These guys are insane.
Man, I spend about 3 hours a day on YouTube. I'm more than happy to get stuck in. Final story from me, buddy. Henry Cavill has been cast as Geralt in the Witcher Netflix series that's currently in pre-production.
He hasn't got a gruffly voice.
I think he could make himself... I think he could be really good.
Nah, mate.
I genuinely do.
Nah.
I've read some interviews with him, and he actually has spoken about The Witcher before, like long before this. I think he might be a bit of a fan. And yeah, he posted something on his Facebook. I don't know why people don't post on Facebook. You know what the hell? Like, really weird. What did he post? Let me find it. Hang on. Oh yeah, he posted a picture of him signing into Netflix as Geralt of Rivia, and underneath it he was my new mailing address is Geralt, care of Vesemir, Caermoran Valley, Hirch, Cadwyn. Please note I'm rarely there, monster slaying being what it is, so replies will be few and far between. Thanks.
Nice. Oh.
That's the sound of someone who is excited about the role that they've just been cast in, buddy. I like Henry Cavill. I don't like those DC movies at all, but I like him in other stuff. It's going to be weird to see. I'm not familiar with the books, so I don't know how different the game is from the books, but either way, I mean, obviously we're going to check this thing out when it finally launches. It's in pre-production now, it's going to be ages, but...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to see who else they cast in that. Anyway, that is my news, buddy. So I think it's probably time for me to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favorite Thing of the Week.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
No worries, man.
Just going through my phone, trying to find something that we haven't spoken about already.
My bad.
Struggling a little bit. Oh, here you go. Nintendo Switch emulator, Yuzu. I don't know how you spell it. But apparently it can run Super Mario Odyssey at 40 to 50 frames per second. Already.
Shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Look at that.
Okay.
Bit weird. Earlier this week, there was a possible leak of the PS5 codename, but that got debunked. Apparently, it's going to be called Erebus, but apparently that's something to do with the Switch. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't read it. I was like, whatever. Ball bags. There's been more stupidity from Sony and their cross-play antics with their stance, saying whatever. Oh no, that's what Microsoft said. What did Sony say? I can't remember what Sony said.
What's is that the head?
Oh, it's the best place to play, or
so they don't need to make it open to other people.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
PS4's
retards.
best place to play anyway. That doesn't explain why they locked everyone's Epic accounts to PS4.
No, that's really nice of them to do.
Yeah,
that.
cheers for that.
Cunts. And then Xbox exec comes out and says that Sony are behind in many, many ways. So that's quite interesting.
I think I'm still maybe the dude here. I don't know if I'm devil's advocating, the verb to devil's advocate in a way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, A, that I give a fuck about this, and B, that they should open their platform if they don't want to. I don't really understand the big deal. Maybe I'm just like a bit old school and it's like Sega and SNES kind of talking to each other or something, but
yeah,
I don't understand why it's a thing. I mean, I think Xbox, Microsoft have got a huge fucking agenda here because they're releasing games that work on both Xbox and PC already. So the Switch they treat as a handheld and they can throw them a bone, but they're not really the same thing anyway, and it's not many games.
True.
But I just don't really understand the big fuss. Maybe I'm completely wrong here.
I mean, the only thing that I can say from my point of view is, well, firstly, personally, I couldn't give a fuck if I play with Xbox players because I don't know anyone with an Xbox One. Well, I do, but I don't want to play with them.
they made poor life choices, so
exactly.
You've shunned them.
They were retarded, and now they have to live with that. But on a different perspective, as having a young son who that's starting to play online with some of his friends on PS4, a lot of his mates have got Xbox Ones, and I would like for him to play with all of his mates, So that's how I I would like cross-platform play to be there.
You'd like it, but you don't expect it, do you? You're not like,
No,
this should be the case kind of thing.
And yeah, that's the thing. Like, Sony are getting put into this like fucking tarnished with whatever kind of shit brush they're getting because they're the market leaders.
Yeah.
Like they're winning at this moment, and then so like obviously, like you said, Nintendo, like who gives a shit? But Xbox and PC, I guess you could throw them in with it as well. Like, because obviously Xbox and PC are like one of the same in, you know, their twisted mental way that Microsoft see it.
Yeah.
But, you know, they play together nicely, and then they play with Nintendo as well. And they're like, oh, why come and play with us? Why don't we? And, you know, like you turn the tables like with the 360 and the PS3, like Microsoft, I'm pretty sure were like, fuck off, like back then, and
yeah,
now
there's no way
because they're you know, they're not winning, they're not in the driving seat, they're putting the pressure on Sony to make them look like bad guys, give them bad press.
Yeah, like it's a win-win-win for Microsoft. They make Sony look like arseholes. They have more people who can play games on multiple platforms. And they're not selling as many consoles as they need to, so it's another perk for them to sell more. And it's a win for games developers and games publishers as well, because you've got richer online lobbies, more people to play with.
Yeah, I mean, that is a massive bonus. I think like some games wouldn't have died the death that they had if, you know, they could have cross-platform play on them, I think.
Yeah. I just think there's... where I'm coming from is I don't expect them to open their platform, and I don't understand why everyone's so angry that they haven't. I don't just because like, Microsoft has like, I don't really understand why people are like outraged. I suppose because everyone just loves being fucking outraged now.
Yeah, everyone loves a good moan and fucking shitting on the man.
Yeah. Like it sucks, I suppose, for a lot of people, but it's never been there before. Like, no one's, you know, in the history of the world, you've never been able to.
But the thing that annoys me is, like, Sony have had cross-platform play. Like with Rocket League, you could play with PC users. So it's like everything that they come out and say is just for fucking retarded because they've already had it there in the fucking first place. Yeah. So I don't, it just annoys me that they're fucking retarded. Why not come out and say like, no, I don't want to do it because like we're beating you. Just fucking be honest. Don't be a dick about it. Don't be like, oh no, we're the best place to play. Oh no, we're protective over our customers. And
that was the biggest fucking joke, wasn't it? Like, don't. We care about our customers, so we're not letting them have this thing.
Yeah, totally. It's absolute
fucking idiots. Yeah.
Hey, well, it is what it is.
Gibbons.
Oh shit! Well, we're in my news, aren't we? I don't know if I've got any. I just put my phone down. I was like, yeah, fuck it. We're just having a chat. Here you go. Last bit of news here, buddy. Wii U, that fantastic console, it got its first firmware update in over a year. It's now on 5.5.3. Fuck knows what it does. No one cares. I just thought it was funny that they're still supporting that console.
Well, speaking of that this week, buddy, did you see Sony finally closed its doors on PS2 support?
Yeah, it's dead, mate.
What the fuck is that all about?
PS2 support is down. What will I do?
I guess I think they were still selling those in... I know Brazil's a country where like consoles are mega expensive, and I think the PS2 was still like bestseller, even like to this day. But yeah, the idea that that Sony have had a... You know, you could still send your PS2 to Sony and they'd fix it. It's just, in 2018. I just find that quite funny.
Classic.
But no more, buddies.
Oh, shame.
Gibbons.
Oh, well. Well, there you go. There's some shitty news for you.
I liked it. Thanks so much, buddy.
You're welcome.
That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, loot crates, pay to win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
us out this week. Come on, golden release time.
Here we are, certainly getting there, buddy. We've got some big games coming out this week, actually. One of which I'd completely forgotten about, and it feels a bit stealthy, but we'll get there. Firstly, we've got NBA 2K19 coming out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. It's that basketball game with all the microtransactions in it, unless you're in Belgium. So there's that. We've also got Nefarious coming out on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. This is a 2D side-scrolling action platformer.
As a fairy.
You play as a baddie.
Oh,
You're the bad
not
guy.
A fairy.
Not Nefarious. No.
Oh.
It's a bad boy simulator.
Bad boy.
It looks quite
Bad
funny,
boy.
actually.
Nice, cool.
What you gonna do?
Well, I'll look at that at some point if I remember.
Gibbons. We've got Boundless arrives on PC and PS4. It's Minecraft.
Cool.
It's like a massive, ridiculous, like stupidly intricate looking Minecraft game. With fully online. There's the trailer for this is genuinely baffling. The very meaning of the word. I don't even know what to say about it. It looks mental, and it's going to be very interesting to see if this thing takes off. Like, this could be huge because Minecraft's like mega popular, and this is Meccano to Minecraft's Lego kind of thing. But it looks a lot like Minecraft.
I'm seeing a guy that looks like Groot in Minecraft.
No, you're watching Boundless, buddy, not Minecraft.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's
Boundless,
made a dolphin
describing,
there.
of course, the possibilities in the game Boundless.
Yeah, but there's trading posts.
It looks like an MMO.
I don't know.
Apparently, like giant map, like hosted servers, giant map kind of thing, but it's sort of Minecraft.
Yeah, Sandbox MMO built on endless possibilities. Yeah, maybe.
It's a weird one. I think it's going to get people talking, I think, even though it's essentially Minecraft with a dedicated server. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, Minecraft's been pretty quiet of late. There's a bit of fatigue there, I think, and maybe now's the time. I don't know.
New Minecraft.
We'll see. We shall see. Also, this week we've got Bastion coming to Switch. That's a great
that
game.
Bastion.
Yeah, very good game, that. And that's coming to Switch. We've got Old School Musical on PC and Switch. This is an old school traditional isometric RPG a la sort of Final Fantasy Baldur's Gate type thing, where all the controls are a rhythm action game.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, you could definitely play this game on a dance mat because it's like the arrows coming down from the top and you got to land on them at the right times, and that's how the combat works, the walking works, the dialogue options.
Wow. And it's to a beat constantly.
To a beat.
Right.
It's got co-op.
So it's a never-ending rhythm action game.
It's a rhythm action game, but it's Zelda. No one's really done anything as weird as this since was that Necrodancer game that came out a little while ago, where you could only move on the beat. That was quite interesting. But when these sorts of ideas come out, it's either genius or fucking ridiculous.
It sounds it's
always one of the two, kind of tightrope.
Okay.
Not sure.
Maybe I'll check that out.
I think it's probably worth a look.
Okay.
And by that I mean it's definitely worth a look. Just for fucking S&Gs, buddy.
Okay.
Also, Wasteland 2, the Director's Cut, arrives on Switch. It is a bumper week for the Switch. It's a classic RPG which has arrived on the Switch there. Another Switch game this week, Defunct, which is like an infinite robot racer. So you're not racing other vehicles, you're just racing through a landscape and trying to survive. You're constantly moving forwards, bouncing off of different roads and platforms. So it's kind of like a an infinite runner type platformer type thing, but you're a little robot with a wheel for a leg where you sort of roll.
Yeah, I
along.
watched a video of that. I can't remember when.
It's like indie as fuck, but it looks quite fun. Maybe worth a little look. We've also got Shadow of the Tomb Raider arriving this week, buddy, on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. This is the one that I was saying is stealth release. I know that the date was penciled in ages ago, but I've seen nothing about this game. I haven't seen any, like, TV ads.
No hype.
I haven't seen any fucking banner ads on gaming websites. Like, I don't really understand. Is this not like a massive release? Have I just missed
Spider-Man last week, though, mate.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything for it.
No.
That game's getting fucking 8s and 9s.
Yeah, it's getting really good reviews. Lots of people saying it's combat's like a sort of Batman Arkham series, but way better and easier.
That's good to hear that, because I didn't like it.
Looks cool. That'll be.
I think that Spider-Man's one to pick up later in the year.
That'll be a sale game for us, definitely.
Game of the year, because a lot of people are saying this is a contender. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wouldn't have thought so, but we'll see.
Who knows?
We've also got NHL 19 on PS4 and Xbox One. That is a hockey game. And finally, Undertale arrives for the Switch. It's Undertale, and now it's on the Switch. And there you go.
Like this week.
That is our this week.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And firstly, on the show, buddy, we probably want to talk about our competition winner from Gleam.io.
Competition. Indeed. We had a winner.
We had a winner.
What game? What
and
was the
the game was Sticks. What's it called?
the second
Shards of
Shards of-
Darkness.
Yeah.
and
of Darkness.
the winner was Mike Walker. Congratulations, Mike Walker. You'll be receiving an email very shortly with a Steam code so that you can download that shit.
Gibbons.
Thanks so much for taking part. And you did
Let
it.
us know if you actually listened to the show or you were just trying to get free shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We won't mind if you don't listen to this show. We just wondered. Because our analytics are worse than poor. But we've got a new competition starting this week, haven't we, buddy? In fact, it's already on at the moment, I
It's
think.
live right now, buddy. I kicked it off earlier today. It's on Gleam.io. You can get on it on our website, the jfgpodcast.co.uk. It's at the bottom there on the front page thing. I'll be tweeting it out every now and again, so on the tweets and stuff, trying to get people interested in what we do here at the JfG Podcast. And it's for another PC game. This one was donated by our friendly neighbourhood JJ. Thank you, JJ. And that game is Escapist 2 on Steam.
Sweet as the punch.
If you fancy a slice, then fucking get on it. Really?
Get stuck in.
Yeah, mate.
Very nice too.
Yeah, by doing that, one competition, we doubled our YouTube subscribers.
People like free stuff, buddy.
People love free stuff, and if you put free stuff on the internet where people go, they will find it.
Give us.
Fact.
Jerky. Well, yeah. Get down to the website, buddies. As if you like going down the bottom of the garden. Get down to the website and get involved with the old quiz.
Yeah, so no questions this week from anyone, buddy. Bit disappointing, but luckily I've got one for you.
Okie doke.
Because now you're back in VR town. Have you seen the VR fishing game on PlayStation? And do you want it? Because I do. I want to go sit in that boat and just fish.
Is this Fishing Master that you're talking about?
I don't know. I saw it. I should have probably checked what it's. It came out a couple of weeks ago, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, that
And
one came out a year ago, so it's not that.
Oh no,
one.
it's not that one. So this is like kind of like Firewatch kind of graphics,
Okay.
and you're just on a boat in a river, and you just paddle about. You can pick up a sandwich, and eat it, and then do a bit of fishing, catch a fish. You know. I'll try and find the game.
I like the idea of this. I think it is
It looks
Fishing
really-
Master.
Is it? Don't know.
I've got a picture of a guy by the Golden Gate Bridge for some reason.
It could be that. Maybe. I don't know. No, it's not Fishing Master.
Ah.
I don't think it is. No, that looks too lifelike. Catch and Release. That's what it's called.
Catch and Release.
Yeah, mate. Fucking look at this. This looks so peaceful and tranquil. You can crank up the tunes on your radio.
Oh,
Just
shit.
there. Yeah, mate. Look at that. How good. You put your little hat on. Fucking look. It just pop, boop on your head and you're off. You're doing a bit of rowing.
I won this game.
Yeah, buddy. A bit of catch and release. Just put your tackle on there. Off you go.
I won it.
Reeling in. It looks well, but like you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that Firewatch kind of graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of suited to kind of tranquility. We saw that with Firewatch itself.
Yeah.
How much is this thing?
I think it's like 15, 20 quid or something. I can't remember. I think it came out. It's already out, or it might be coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's out just yet.
No, okay, it's on the bounds anyway. But yeah.
Oh no, $15.99. Released 28th of August.
There you go. I knew it came out.
Yes. I don't know if you noticed, there's some new bundaroos been announced for the old VR headset going into the autumn period, buddy. It's
Okay.
it's come down quite big in price. The standout one that I saw was, I think it was, they're in dollars at the moment, so I don't know if they'll be this in pounds as well or slightly less. But I think it was $250. And for that, you got the headset, the camera, like 3 games, and the wands.
Wow, that's good.
So it's like all in for $250. Pretty
See,
decent.
I'm now looking for a new monitor though, so I think that's going to be my next big purchase.
Well, you know, you've got to prioritize when you're moving and everything as well. Like you need to get stuff ready for your dungeon.
Exactly. Well, see, I'm just playing on my monitor now. I haven't set up a TV or anything, and I was thinking, I could buy a new TV, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just buy like a big fucking like 27-inch monitor? Because like the one I'm using's like, I don't know, probably about 7 years old, and the light bleeding on it is fucking horrible. Yeah, I don't know. But I saw a nice LG 4K one the other day. I was like, oh, that looks alright. It says like HDR10, but that's bullshit. It's not.
Given.
But I think it's a case of like, well, I'm not going to spunk out like over $1,000 on a TV. So if it has any kind of form of HDR, then I'll fucking take it.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout, to be honest.
I think it's just a point of like, I need to upgrade in the next 6 months or 6 months to a year, and you know, I'm not going to be able to afford these. I would love to have it, you know, but I can't afford to spunk that kind of cash on a TV. So it's some kind of low to mid range, I think I'm going for, and then I've just got and the thing with monitors, obviously, you know, you've got fucking little to no latency, which is kind of what I would prefer as well.
Yeah,
especially
perfect,
playing
isn't
like Twitch shooters and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, that's just a little chat.
No, it makes sense, man. Like, it's what you're comfortable with, isn't it? And once you've got used to playing like that, like sitting at a desk or whatever, then why would you change? Just because,
Exactly.
you know, what reason would you do that for? Especially when you've got like a multi-use thing. So
Yeah, exactly.
makes sense.
Gibbons.
Nice. Yeah. Well, obviously, yes, I want that fishing game. 100%. It's got to happen at some point.
Nice.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 179. What a time we've had. Are you still as uncomfortable in your kitchen as you were last time?
Oh, yeah. I'm back in the kitchen. I'm loving it.
Nasty business.
It's to be honest, with this like drawer pulling out thing, I've kind of got into like a bit of a comfort zone now. Like I've settled in a bit more. It's not too bad now. And then obviously the fridge is right next to me, so that helps.
Beerton.
Gibbons.
Beautiful times. Well, we may well go and play Destiny now.
Yeah, buddy.
It's not something I've been able to say for probably a year or so.
Something that I've done pretty much every day.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, let's fuck off then. I don't have to say all that shit, do I?
No, we don't. You just, have you had a nice time? There you go. There's a question for you.
I have had a nice time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad.
Have you had a nice time?
Oh, it's been lovely, buddy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool then.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next week, of course. But until then, I've been Alex and he's been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join. Just search the JfG podcast on there. And we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.